For most shows, staying relevant for even a few years is difficult. Trends change, audiences move on, and what once felt fresh quickly becomes outdated. But somehow, South Park has managed to stay relevant for decades. Not just surviving, but continuing to feel current, sharp, and sometimes even ahead of everything else. So the question is, why? Why does South Park still work today? One of the biggest reasons South Park stays relevant is how quickly it responds to the world. Unlike most animated shows, which can take months or even years to produce for an episode, South Park is known for its incredibly fast production cycle. Episodes are often created in just a matter of days. This allows the show to react to real-world events almost immediately, whether it's politics, internet trends, or cultural moments, anything like that. While other shows feel like they're commenting on the past, South Park feels like it's happening right now. And in a world where everything moves fast, that matters more than ever. South Park doesn't just talk about current world events, it transforms them. The show takes real-world issues and exaggerates them into something chaotic. But underneath all of that chaos, there's usually a clear point being made. That balance is what makes the show work. It's not just random, it's controlled chaos. By pushing situations to the extreme, South Park reveals how absurd real life can already be. And because of that, it often feels more honest than shows that try to be serious. Another reason South Park has lasted so long is simple. It doesn't avoid anything. Most shows have boundaries, topics they won't touch, jokes they won't make, risks they won't take. But South Park doesn't really have those limits. It's willing to take on controversial subjects, difficult conversations, and topics that other shows won't even attempt. That unpredictability keeps the show from feeling repetitive. You never fully know what it's gonna do next. And in a media landscape where a lot of content feels controlled or filtered, that unpredictability stands out. At the center of everything are the characters. Eric Cartman represents pure selfishness and chaos and evil. Stan represents moral conflict. Kyle represents reason and logic. And Kenny exists almost like a wild card, adding unpredictability to every situation. Each character represents a different perspective, which allows the show to explore issues from multiple angles. Instead of telling you what to think, South Park often lets its characters argue it out. A lot of long-running shows struggle with change. They either stay exactly the same and become stale, or they change too much and lose what made them special. South Park manages to do something in between. It evolves the world, bringing in new topics and new formats, but it never loses its core identity: fast-paced storytelling, chaotic humor, and sharp commentary. No matter how much it changes, it still feels like South Park. Modern culture is shaped by the internet. Trends appear overnight and disappear just as quickly. Conversations move fast, and attention spans are shorter than ever. South Park fits perfectly into this environment. Its fast production cycle matches the speed of that online culture. Its humor mirrors the randomness of the internet, and its topics often come directly from what people are already talking about. In a way, South Park doesn't just comment on the internet, it operates like it. South Park still works today because it was built for a world that moves fast, argues constantly, and never really slows down. It reacts quickly, it embraces chaos, it takes risks, and it isn't afraid to say what other shows won't. But more important than anything, it understands something important: that sometimes the best way to explain reality is to make it look completely ridiculous. As long as the world keeps getting more complicated, more chaotic, and more unpredictable, South Park will always have something to say. Thank you so much for watching, and if you really did enjoy my video, please consider subscribing with notifications on so you don't miss another one.